Ceuta once again experienced moments of tension this weekend following a rally against the government's handling of the massive influx of migrants into the Euro-African enclave. The rally, held this Sunday in Plaza de los Reyes in front of the government's delegation, was also attended by counter-protesters who came to denounce the presence of far-right activists in their city.
Nosotros somos una ciudad multicultural, musulmanes, cristianos, judíos, hebreos, de todo, convivimos en paz.
The vast majority of those present made statements in defense of Ceuta's unity and Spanish identity.
Estamos en contra de lo que ha hecho el rey de Marruecos a Ceuta y el presidente del gobierno, que es el culpable de todo. Queremos su dimisión. No vale un pimiento. La gestión que hace es cero.
The police set up a cordon to separate the two sides and prevent a situation similar to the one involving Alves Perez, the MEP, convicted by SALF, a Spanish right-wing to far-right political party. For many migrants who crossed into Ceuta from Morocco last week and have yet to be deported, the journey has not ended at the border. Exhausted, thirsty and hungry, some find themselves waiting for assistance in the streets of the Spanish enclave. But as authorities manage the growing pressure, a local NGO says it is facing a more immediate challenge: keeping people fed.
Durante la crisis, Ceuta está mostrando también su rostro más solidario. Esta ONG ha organizado una improvisada campaña de distribución de alimentos de primera necesidad. Han distribuido leche, pan, galletas o magdalenas. Durante las 2 horas que ha durado la campaña, los responsables aseguran haber distribuido más de 2.000 raciones.
Acaba de llegar un niño que le han dado una insolación, que está tirado en el suelo. No podemos dejarlos que se mueran de hambre. Nosotros no somos políticos, somos seres humanos simplemente.
Volunteers say their priority is not to debate migration policy, but to respond to what they describe as an immediate humanitarian need. It comes as the Saints in Ceuta have also fielded criticism of Spain's approach, with opponents arguing that policies perceived as too welcoming risk encouraging more people to make the journey. For Luna Blanca, the people arriving here are not just statistics.
Los que se creen que nuestra labor supone un efecto de llamada están totalmente equivocados. El efecto llamada, quien quiera que sea este efecto, como sea este efecto, no se da porque nosotros demos de comer. Nosotros damos de comer a las personas que ya están aquí, a las personas que estamos viendo deambulando por la calle, a las personas que estamos viendo tiradas en la cuneta, a personas que vienen arrastrándose en busca de agua o de un trozo de pan. Nosotros somos humanos ante todos. No podemos dejar que personas se mueran de hambre. Entonces, ¿dónde queda la humanidad? A mí, ¿qué nos importa a nosotros el efecto llamada? ¿Sabe cuál es el efecto llamada? Son los bulos que corren por las redes sociales.
Desde luego que es única. Esta es única porque nunca hemos vivido algunas anteriores, pero de tan magnitud como esta, no. Está a la vista. Estamos hablando de una llegada de unos 60, 70 mil personas. En 18 kilómetros cuadrados. O sea, ya casi igualamos a la población de la ciudad. Entonces, la ciudad, las instituciones no están capacitadas para frente a esta invasión.
La ONG asegura ser una de las más grandes de Ceuta. Tiene a 11 personas en plantilla y a unos 10 voluntarios. Desde el comienzo de la crisis, el pasado jueves, asegura haber asistido a más de 4.000 personas. Desde la ciudad autónoma de Ceuta, para Euronews, Julián López.
Russian planes dropped 8 glide bombs in the span of 90 minutes on residential districts of the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia, killing 1 person and wounding dozens of others. The weapons are Soviet-era bombs retrofitted with guidance systems and can carry up to 3,000 kilograms of explosives, leaving huge craters. Ukraine has no effective countermeasures against them. Meanwhile, 6 people were killed and 40 others were wounded by Ukrainian drone debris in Archipel-Sibovka, a small town on Russia's Black Sea coast, according to local authorities. Russia attacked Ukraine with 181 long-range strike drones overnight from Sunday to Monday, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. It said air defenses jammed and intercepted 163 drones, but 14 caused damage at 13 locations. Meanwhile, a Russian strike on a warehouse in Kharkiv over the weekend destroyed 8 million books, slamming it as an attack on Ukrainian culture. The Italian Navy has boarded a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker in international waters off Pantelleria, an island located between Sicily and Tunisia. The operation was carried out as part of an arms and oil trafficking monitoring mission under a European mandate. According to Italian authorities, the tanker's master initially did not cooperate with the request to stop for flag verification. A team of Italian military personnel then reached the vessel by helicopter from the ship town de Revel and carried out checks. The tanker Toapayo, which is subject to European Union sanctions and belongs to the so-called Russian Shadow Fleet, is sailing under the declared flag of Cameroon. It left the port of Cotonou in Benin on the 16th of July bound for Istanbul. Italian authorities are now in the process of reviewing the information and documentation obtained during the inspection.
5 water-dropping planes and another 5 helicopters took off at the first light on Monday to help hundreds of firefighters battling a major wildfire west of Athens, a day after a mid-air collision between 2 firefighting helicopters killed 2 crew members. The collision laid bare the danger at the most volatile front of Europe's wildfire emergency. The 2 crew members, one Greek and one Danish national, died on Sunday when their helicopter collided with another near the seaside area of Ceuta while tackling the blaze. The crew of the second helicopter, a Greek and a British national, were taken to a hospital where their injuries were reported to be light. Greek authorities say they have launched a preliminary investigation to determine the cause of the accident, and the crash site has been cordoned off. Meanwhile, ground crews worked through the night, creating fire breaks with earth-moving equipment to halt the spread of the fire that started Friday morning, that Greek media describes as, quote, a titanic battle. The blaze raged through pine forest and scrubland through the weekend, whipped by gale force winds that often prevented water-dropping planes from operating. Foreign firefighting and helicopter crews are often deployed in Greece to help tackle wildfires during the country's hot and dry summers.
Romania's military carried out a controlled explosion near the Danube River's Bala Canal. They did so in an effort to redirect water flow into the river's main channel and towards the state-owned Cernovoda power plant. It comes as Central Europe is gripped by extensive drought as a result of back-to-back heat waves. Romania's defense minister warned that the plant could be completely shut down by Wednesday or Thursday this week due to the low water levels.
Miercuri, joi, în cel mai fericit caz, centrala de la Cernavodă ar fi ajuns în procedură de a fi oprită. O zi de funcționare suplimentară a centralei de la Cernavodă e de vreo 3 ori mai eficientă financiar decât costurile acestor operațiuni.
Romanian authorities had already shut down 1 reactor unit at the plant. The country's energy sector has been under a state of alert since Friday. Acting Prime Minister Ilie Bolojan declared a nation state of alert in the energy sector on Friday and warned that the Danube's low water levels threatened the shutdown of the plant's second reactor.
At 80 years old, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has officially launched his bid for a 4th term in office at the Workers' Party National Convention in Sao Paulo. Lula faces a fierce challenge from 45-year-old Senator Flávio Bolsonaro, who stepped in after his father, former President Jair Bolsonaro, was convicted over a 2023 coup attempt and placed under house arrest. Beyond domestic policy, the high-stakes campaign has turned into a geopolitical battleground. Lula has centered his platform on defending national sovereignty against US trade tariffs and Donald Trump's Donro doctrine, while Flavio Bolsonaro enjoys external backing from leaders like Argentine President Javier Milei and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. At the same time, ethical controversies continue to cloud both major camps. Fresh inquiries were opened into Lula's son over corruption allegations, while former First Lady Michelle Bolsonaro launched a Senate bid amidst an internal power struggle with her stepson. Despite solid economic growth, voters remain deeply concerned over security and the cost of living. With the latest Datafolha poll putting Lula at 48% against Flavio Bolsonaro's 43%, Brazil faces another extremely tight and deeply polarized election.
A new index ranking the best countries and territories to relocate to in 2026 has just been released, and a Baltic state has come out on top. Estonia ranked first globally in the index thanks to its banking infrastructure, business opportunities, and property rights for non-citizens. The index scores 192 countries across 24 metrics, which are grouped into 4 categories: financial and tax, livability and health, safety and stability, and settling and opportunity. In each metric, a country is rated out of 100. Estonia was rated 99 out of 100 for its currency and banking, 96 for business opportunities, 82 for housing affordability, 86 for green spaces, and 77 for street safety. Its poorest metric was climate comfort, with 20 out of 100 due to its cold, dark winters. 5 countries in Europe made the top 10 in the Global Relocation Index, with the next highest after Estonia being Portugal in 4th place.